To see if a number 13 has ever won in the Lucas Oil Series.
Oh.
I'm looking that up right now.
Who would it be, right? I don't think we've
so.
ever had it. I don't think we've ever had 13
wrong,
win.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
Several 12s.
Several 12s. Some 14s.
Not yet. No
some
14s.
11s. A 201, right, with Billy Ogle Jr.
It's been a 201, that's right. No 13s.
I don't believe so. Ben, I don't think so either.
I bet Ben Shelton, he's looking to you for some fatherly advice here.
I mean, all we're missing is a 13 with some peanuts and some green on it. But no, I don't think. I think I've done some sprint car races where some 13s won, but I've never done a late model race where a 13 won.
The last 6 was Kyle Larson, right? He was the last number 6.
Yes. Yes, he was. Well, who's the fastest 13? You're good at that, James.
Oh, my. Dylan Thornton in the DRT, right?
Yes. There you go.
How about the 5 drivers in that DRT? Well, Charlie Mefford, Devin Gilpin, right? There was some other ones.
Cody Evans. T-Dub, Tim Ward, among the finalists for the Cody Summer Race DRT Chance of a Lifetime there to step behind the wheel of that race car. There was a good look at Clay Harris, speaking of green and peanuts. Starting 24th here tonight. Got behind the 8 ball. Didn't have a real good qualifying effort back in All-Star Performance time trials. And was unable to race his way in through a heat race or a B main, so he's got to rely on a series provisional. And it can happen. Extra laps on the line here tonight in a fresh racetrack for these drivers to run on as well. 4 top 5s in the last 4 races, and actually will be 5 for 5 to start the season, if not for a brush with the concrete last week at Alltech. Points start tonight for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 3 nights of points action at Alltech. 3 nights of points action here at Ocala, Thursday, Friday, tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. And then 3 points nights at Golden Isles, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Out of those 9 races, your best 5 finishes are what will set the points or reset the points after Florida-Georgia Speed Weeks. Good look there at the Donago Power Sports drone at both the unique shape of Ocala Speedway and the massive crowd on hand here for a Thursday night as the front stretch grandstands are just about full. All right, yellow lights turned off. Green flag is going to wave next time by. 40 laps will be the distance, and a $10,000 payday awaits the winner of this one, James. It's going to be Kyle Bronson on the pole looking for redemption. Jonathan Davenport on the outside. In the Ace Duran hauling and rigging starting zone, we are underway.
Bronson 5 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and they get together. Oh, Davenport hard into the wall. Looked like he hooked the right rear. Wow. And hard contact with a 49 car into the wall in turn 2. Wow.
Tough break for both drivers. You can see the damage on Jonathan Davenport's number 49. Both left side tires down on that car. Kyle Bronson able to drive away. We'll see if he makes his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. And they're going to stop him on the front straightaway. So Jonathan Davenport.
Yeah, left front nose on Kyle Bronson's car. He's definitely plowing dirt. He's got to make his way in, among possible other damage. But, man, what a hard hit in 1 and 2.
Yeah, Davenport's made his way back into the pit area. And we'll take a look at the FK Rod Ends instant replay here and see what happened. The 40B goes around, and the 49 with nowhere to go. And did he hook the right rear of the 40B getting into turns 1 and 2? Man, that car took a hard hit. So Bronson's made his way to the All Makes Collision service area. Down in turn number 4 to the attention of Lucas Oil, late model Dirt Series official Zach Booker. And it was a multi-car caution at the start of the race. And there's the 49 at Davenport. And his night's done. So a look from the Donago Power Sports drone. Davenport climbing out of that Double L Motorsports number 49 in a wild, wild way to kick off the main event here tonight at Ocala. So track crews over in turn number 2 cleaning up the accident site, getting debris off the racetrack. And again, did not get a lap in, so it will be a complete side-by-side double file restart. With 0 laps down and all 40 still remaining here at Ocala Speedway. Take a look at it one more time here, James, from the FK Rod Ends Instant Replay. As they hit it off into turns 1 and 2 for the start of this one. Ever so slight contact, the 49 clipped the right rear of the 40B. And I mean that 49, here it is again in slow motion on 2 wheels as he hooked that 40B, and that sent both cars around, and that is a massively hard hit into the outside wall.
So more than one car involved, so it will be a complete restart. Now the 49 is out of the race, so he's in the pits. So we'll work from there. Bronson will go back to the pole, right?
If he's able to continue, yeah. I mean, he had made his way down to the All Makes Collision service area. Ben Shelton, I don't know if you can see the 40B crew from where you're at down there in the infield at one time. You'd mentioned maybe the nose was digging in that race car, and I'm not sure if the crew looks like maybe they're ready to make any adjustments to that car, or maybe now after making his way down to the turn 4 All Makes Collision service area, maybe that 40B is going to be able to continue. So they got the accident site cleaned up down in turn number 2, and we'll try it again. You see the damage there on the left front of Bronson's 40B.
So we're crossing him over. So Shirley starting third. He'll go to the outside front row, and then you go from there. Bronson does continue. He will be back on the pole. Again, more than one involved in the caution on an original start of the race. But Davenport is going to the pits. He is out. Bronson is probably his crew trying to get a look at it here on the front straightaway.
Yeah, they're going to look at it, and it looks like he's going to pull down and allow the field to catch up with him as well.
All right, so
what a wild start.
Wow. That was hard contact with Davenport.
Yeah.
Into the wall. Let's see what Bronson's going to do. He's going to pick up a little bit of speed here and see if that nose is digging in or if we're rubbing on a tire. It doesn't look like it, but it's probably going to handicap him a little bit. We'll see here.
All right, well, as you mentioned, James, that'll cross the field over with Jonathan Davenport unable to continue. He's out of this one, so that's going to put Brian Shirley on the outside front row, and that'll put Brandon Overton and now Dallin Murdy in row 2, and that'll put Dalton Wilson and now Devin Moran in row number 3. 0 laps scored, all 40 still remaining here in the Thursday portion of the Veland Winter Nationals at Ocala Speedway.
So the two good buddies right there, they're going to be on the front row. Again, Bronson returns to Lucas Oil Series after 5-year hiatus. Shirley had been running the last 5 years with the Outlaws, his first full year in Lucas Oil. Late model dirt series. Brandon over to the current points leader, Dallin Murdy, looking for a huge signature win. His first year for Skyline Motorsports. We will try it again at the Ace Duran. Hauling and rigging, start zone back underway. See if we can get a lap in. 40 laps tonight, 10,000 when they hit turn 1. DJ and Bronson is pushing badly up the track.
Yeah, he pushed up the racetrack, and that allowed Brian Shirley to shove to the outside as well. Man, that 76 got crossed up there. near the end of the back straightaway, and at the end of lap number 1, Bronson's going to be out front, Overton second, Shirley third.
But if there's a guy that can manhandle a race car, now Bronson looks a whole lot better, and we got problems at turn number 2, and it's Dallin Murdy.
Yeah.
And Garrett Alberson turned around in turn 2, so the Hellraiser Jack's caution is out. We do have 1 lap scored, Dustin.
Yeah, Dallin Murdy got into the wall first. He got up over the outside groove of the racetrack, and that sucked the car into the outside wall. And the 58 of Garrett Alberson, really the same fate bestowed him. He was a few car lengths back. He also got up above the groove, slid into the outside wall, and that has brought out the Hellraiser Jack's caution for the second time here tonight. 1 lap is scored, 39 laps remaining in this one. We'll take a look at the FK Rod Ends instant replay and see what happened. There's Dallin Murdy in the Skyline Motorsports 13. And he slid up there. He and Alberson both at the same time.
He just slid up the racetrack there and into the wall bin.
Guys, Garrett Alberson down here in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce hot pit. He's got the upper, the lower, all the suspension on the right front is junk on that 58 car. It's going to take a lot of work to have any prayer, a lot of consecutive cautions. Looks like his night's going to be to an end. Man, what a tough start to the year for Garrett Alberson.
Yeah, absolutely is. There's a look at the damage on the right front of that Ken and Beth Roberts Racing number 58. Meanwhile, Dallin Murdy is going to require the assistance of a wrecker to get pulled off the top of turn number 2.
Zach Houston, the crew chief, again this year on the 58 car. So 1 lap complete. Bronson will be your leader. Overton will be second, Shirley third, fourth Wilson, fifth will be now O'Neal, sixth Moran, seventh Shepard, eighth out was Alberson. So that'll move Leach up. So Dallin Murdy, what a great night it was going to be for him, it looked like here, but 1 lap in, he is going to go on the hook.
You can see the tire tracks there on the speedway as well. One more look at this one from the FK Rod Ends instant replay. Murdy got them. Murdy and Alberson both in almost the same spot. Got their right rears. The right side of the race car up just a little too high in the slime. And that sucked both cars into the outside wall. Murdy's night is going to be finished. And I would guess the same will be for the 58 of Garrett Alberson. And you mentioned it, or Ben mentioned it as well. Tough start to the season for that 58 team. They came into this one 10th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points, Ben.
Yeah, guys, I walked over in turn 1, and we saw it last night, and it's right where Davenport dug in earlier. We got a pretty good little hole developing, not a little hole, a hole developing down in turn 1 and 2, and I think that might have been what sent Dallin and Alberson into the wall. Let's keep an eye on that for the restart.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. Murdy, tough break for tonight's All-Star Performance Fast qualifier as he gets towed back to the pit area, and the field will get lined up in a Delaware double file restart here. 1 lap in the books, 39 laps to go. Kyle Bronson, Brandon Overton, Brian Shirley, your top 3. Then it's Dalton Wilson, Hudson O'Neal, Devin Moran, Brandon Shepard 7th, Michael Leach will be 8th, Ricky Thornton Jr. 9th, and unofficially Drake Troutman will round out the top 10 with 1 lap in, 39 remaining.
So Ben will talk to the top 3 on the Big River Steel podium. Who will it be tonight? Will Bronson get back for the first time in 5 years? Will Overton get for the first time since Circle City last May? Brian Shirley for the first time ever. Big Perm has 2 Lucas Oil wins. Hudson O'Neal comes into tonight in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series with 35 career wins.
Bronson, you mentioned it earlier, James, 5 all-time wins with the series. That last win came 5 years ago at the Silver Dollar Nationals in 2021. Yellow light's going to be turned off, and they're going to wave the green flag next time by. Bronson, Overton, Shirley, Wilson, and O'Neal, your top 5 cars, as they make their way down the back straightaway into the Ace Duran Hauling and Rigging starting zone. 1 scored, 39 to go. We're back underway.
Well, Bronson got off to a slow start. He takes him a little bit here. He pushes in the corner up the racetrack. Keeps it out of the wall, down the back straightaway. Shirley goes to second, over to third. Fourth is the Big Perm. Fifth is O'Neal. Sixth is Moran. Again, 40 laps tonight, 10K to win. Full points for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Bronson leads the first two circuits.
Brian Shirley right there. Good restart for him. Bronson gets a good run as he kind of catches the high side of the racetrack down in turn number 2 and uses that to launch himself down the back straightaway. There's Moran. There's Rocket 1. There's the 20 RT. There's the 71. You're looking back on a battle from 5th on back. Close quarters racing in those positions here at Ocala early in the going.
Good race there. Chico down the back straightaway. Shepard on the outside of Devin Moran, the reigning series champion. They're going to go side by side into the dog lane. Meanwhile, Bronson continues to show the way. 4 in the books. Shirley is second. Overton is third. Dalton Wilson runs in 4th.
Well, great view there from the Rocket 1. James, you ride along with him on the right side of your screen, and that car slips up the racetrack, and he has got a flat tire. 4 laps into this one, the Hellraiser Jack's caution flag will fly once again. Trouble for the Rocket 1 of Brandon Shepard as he has got a flat right rear tire. He'll make his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Ben Shelton, down to you.
Yeah, that crew, before we saw the caution wave on the speedway for the Hellraiser Jack's caution, they were already getting ready. They saw that right rear was going down. He's going to head to the attention of the crew down in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. I'll be honest, guys, I'm surprised Kyle Bronson's car has been as good as it has been after that first lap cross-up. Meanwhile, Dalton Wilson makes his way down. He'll talk to Big Rock Motorsports number 58V crew. We'll see if we get him back out as well.
A tough break for him. He was running in the 4th spot, James. So Brandon Shepard, who was in 7th the last time by, Dalton Wilson, who was running 4th, both make their way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. And from up here, Ben, looks like the 58V is overheating.
Yeah, they're pushing that car out of the way. Race car overheating. Looks like Wilson's going to be out of the party here tonight. Man, that's a tough one. As now Brian Shirley stops the All-Make Collision Center. Turn 4 work area, checking all 4 corners on that race car to make sure there's no sheet metal rubbing.
Does Brian Shirley have a flat tire for Brian Shirley as well in the 3S, your second place car.
Oh, that starts to make you wonder what's on the racetrack, right? Is there a piece of sheet metal out there that they have not found? His crew will make it down the Rocket 1 Racing entry, makes his way back out as Brian Shirley, sure enough, going flat the right rear on the 3S car.
Man, oh man.
And so you got the second place car in the hot pit. You had the 4th place car overheating. So Shepard was running in 7th. So he will come back out. So fortunately for them, they still got 36 laps to go here tonight. Bronson is your leader.
It'll be anybody's guess after that. I guess it's Bronson, then Overton, then O'Neal, Moran, and Thornton now unofficially would be the top 5. As trouble for 3 of the top 7 here. 4 laps into this one.
The thing about Bronson, it takes him a while to get going, but if he hits a hole or something, he's going to really do some damage, Ben, on the 40B.
Well, crew's down here surveying. Garrett Albertson taking a look as well. First, Garrett, what knocked you out of the race tonight?
Probably just being too impatient, I guess. I made a good line around the top of 1 and 2 the first go, and I tried to do it again the second go, and it's like last minute, Devin kind of changed lanes on me, so I reacted to him, and I was already over the shelf, I think, by then. So I just hate it for my guys. I feel like an idiot, but it's just part of it, I guess. You just looked at the tire that came off Brian Shirley's race car. All these flat tires, what do you think's happening? Just got to be some debris in the track there. Squirrel's tire ain't wore at all yet. It's feathered, but it's definitely got a hole in it, so just a piece of debris that guys are running over, I guess. All right, we'll keep an eye on debris on the racetrack. Action calming down for the moment down in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ben, and great insight there from Garrett Albertson as well. As he said, you heard him say, James, that the right rear on the 3S wasn't worn, wondering if there is a piece of debris maybe still out there on the racetrack.
So Kyle Bronson, he has led the first 4 laps here tonight. Overton 2nd, O'Neal 3rd, Moran 4th, 5th will be Thornton, 6th will be Leach, 7th will be Troutman. Let's say if Bronson could just keep that left front nose out of a Uke tire or a hole in the track there, it's going to be all right. Maybe.
One of the biggest beneficiaries of all of this is going to be Tim McCready, who started way back in 21st and he is going to be inside the top 10 on this next restart. So McCready, a previous winner here at Ocala as well, James, started 21st, currently runs in 11th.
So we'll double up.
Actually, I think he'll be 10th by the time you take a couple others out, maybe even 9th by the time you take a few others out of the equation.
I'm going to wait till we get another lap in. We know one thing. Bronson's been out in front from the start, so we'll double them up. And Overton is going to pick the top on O'Neal. 4 down, 36 to go here on a Thursday night in Ocala, Florida. Get him in line here on the receiver and turn him loose again. These guys are kind of the back that pitted again. That would be Shepard and then Shirley. Just keep it. They got a long way to go. 36 laps on this track.
That's a long time.
We've already got out of the race Davenport, Alberson, Murdy. Is Freddie still out there? I believe he
still is. Yep. So 25 drivers.
Yep.
Still on the track, back underway. 4 scored, 36 to go here at Ocala. Kyle Bronson out front, Hudson O'Neal 9th to 2nd early in this one.
In the turn number 3 off of 4, Kyle Bronson still showing the way in the 40B. Now Moran looks to the inside of the 76 of Brandon Overton. Overton looking for his first win of the year in this series. He currently leads the point standings into turn 3. Ricky Thorne Jr., Michael Leach, then McCready, and we got cars slowing sideways in turn 2, and it is Freddie Carpenter.
Yeah, Freddie Carpenter lost the tail end of the C4 over there in turn number 2, and that'll bring out the Hellraiser Jack's caution flag. 5 laps into this one. And at this point, early in the going, you're just wanting to get in a rhythm. You're just wanting to get laps logged. You're just wanting some green flag laps to run for these guys to get in somewhat of rhythm and help get this racetrack rolled in as well and ready to go. 5 down, 35 remaining. It's Bronson, O'Neal, Overton, your top 3. Devin Moran 4th, Ricky Thornton Jr. 5th. Michael Leach is 6th. Tim McCready will be 7th, up from the 21st starting spot. Then it's Drake Troutman 8th, Carson Ferguson 9th, and Josh Rice will round out the top 10.
So we single them out in order, the running order, and then we'll double them up. So O'Neal will have the choice this time on Overton. It looks like he's going to commit to the bottom, so Brandon will go to the outside. Then you'll have Moran, Thornton, Leach, McCready, as you mentioned, Troutman, Ferguson. Josh Rice now runs 10th in the 11R car. So out of the race again, Davenport, no laps scored, and Alberson, Murdy, Dalton Wilson. So 24 cars still left running, right, DJ, in this race. We started
28.
Yeah.
All right, green will wave in the Ace Duran hauling and rigging restart zone, this time by Kyle Bronson. Out front, 5 laps in, 35 laps to go.
Out of turn number 2, Bronson. That rocket chassis, Clements power plant under the hood. O'Neal goes to 2nd as they dive into 3. Moran 3rd. Off at turn number 4. Down the main straightaway as Thornton has climbed up to 5th now as we get another lap in. So 6 in the record books here tonight.
Tim McCready going for a top 5, this time by from the 21st starting spot. The 2-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champs got the 9 down to the inside of Brandon Overton. Those two going at it. Overton will keep him at bay this time by. The front of the field, Hudson O'Neal. McCready's got a good run right there, by the way. Hudson O'Neal trying to close in on your race leader, Kyle Bronson, and Tim McCready clears Brandon Overton from 21st to 5th. T-Mac Tim McCready.
8 in the books. It's Bronson, O'Neal, Moran, Thornton, McCready. Overton runs 6. Carson Ferguson is 7th. Troutman 8th. Leach 9th. Boom runs 10th. Kyle Bronson still looks pretty good here off of turn number 4 as you see Ferguson pressuring Brandon Overton. Brandon Overton has ran as high as 2nd in this race, but he's almost about ready to lose another spot, this time to Carson Ferguson. as they run for 6th and 7th down the back straightaway.
And meanwhile, at the front of the field, top three have put a little bit of a gap between themselves and your fourth place car, Ricky Thornton Jr. Still Kyle Bronson with a slightly different line down in 1 and 2 than what the others are running. He lets that 40B drift almost all the way to the outside of the racetrack coming off that second quarter, heading down that long back straightaway, and that seems to be the key to keeping the 40B out front. As you see right there, he drifts way high coming off the second corner, gets a good run down the back straightaway. That's the good news for Kyle Bronson. The bad news for KB is he is about a lap and a half away from catching the tail end of this field. 12 laps now scored, 28 laps to go.
Long green flag stretch, good three-car battle down the back straightaway. O'Neal will have a run on Bronson. Bronson cuts down the track into 3 to the dog leg. 40B, 71 and 99 off at turn 4. They're about a half a straightaway behind the tail end of the field. Into turn number 1, 13 laps complete. Out at 2, O'Neal for the lead out at 2. He'll take it down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
Yeah, that line that Kyle Bronson had been using to get a good run down the back straightaway simply put went away from the Brandon, Florida driver. And this time by the stripe, you've got a new leader on lap number 14. It's going to be the new deal, Hudson O'Neal. And Devin Moran now trying to sneak a nose underneath Kyle Bronson in a battle for the second spot as the back of the field has caught up to the front of the field, so to speak. And Hudson O'Neal going to put Corey Lawler 1 lap down.
And into turn number 1 on the bottom of the 93 car. Bronson now pressure from Moran down the back straightaway. Right there is Ricky Thornton Jr. in 4th. T-Mac runs in 5th. So Hudson O'Neal, heavy traffic out of turn 4. Bronson's going to have to negotiate Corey Lawler here as we stay green. 16 laps in the books here tonight.
That 71 is glued to the bottom of the racetrack right now, man, and he is making quick work of the back of the field. 0.8 of a second the advantage for him over the battle on your screen for the second spot between Kyle Bronson, Devin Moran, Ricky Thornton Jr., and Tim McCready and O'Neal. That last lap put a few more car lengths between themselves and those drivers as they try to find a way around the C4 of Freddie Carpenter. Meanwhile, in front of Hudson O'Neal, James, you've got lap traffic side by side. In front of him is Corey Hedgecock and Ross Robinson.
Hedgecock drifts up the track. O'Neal on the bottom, down the back straightaway. Kyle Bronson still in second place. Third remains Devin Moran. 4th, Ricky Thornton Jr. Tim McCready is 5th. There's Bronson off at turn 4. Into turn 1. He led in this race, of course, until O'Neal took over. He led the first 13 laps of this race. You see the split screen into turn 3. Bronson to work the outside of O'Neal, rather. Right here as Robinson and Hedgecock still in front of him. Cannot get around them. 20 laps scored as we are at the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark of this race.
Yeah, Hudson O'Neal not exactly like a hot knife through butter through the back of the field. He's maintaining about a 1 second advantage or so over that battle for second between Bronson, Moran, and Ricky Thornton Jr. as those drivers have all kind of yielded down to the inside of the racetrack. Lap times holding steady right around in the mid-16. 16.6 for O'Neal, 16.4 for Bronson, Moran, 16.5 for Ricky Thornton Jr. The last time by, now 22 laps scored in this one, 18 laps to go.
Down the back straightaway now Bronson, he'll get a little bit of pressure again from Moran. You see the lap car between them of Corey Hedgecock. So Bronson slides up the track. Moran is there as we go 23 in the book, 17 remaining. Off at turn 2. Bronson down the back straightaway. O'Neal slipped up a little bit. Hedgecock closed on him. And Corey is 1 lap down, trying to unlap himself in case we do have a caution.
Hudson O'Neal in the 71, trying to keep these drivers at bay for the time being. Kyle Bronson, Devin Moran, Ricky Thornton Jr. Taking a look at the lap times, James. Are they picking up? Still holding steady. 16.4 for O'Neal, 16.5, 16.3, 16.4. With 15 laps to go, 0.8 of a second the advantage for Hudson O'Neal, who for the time being seems content keeping that car on the bottom of the racetrack and riding behind the 7 of Robinson. He's got 1 lap car between himself, and here comes Devin Moran. He sees an opening on Kyle Bronson, and he's going to take that second spot away off turn 2.
Yeah, just a little bit of gap there. Again, Ross Robinson, the final car on the lead lap here as he flashes across the main straightaway. Bronson trying to hold off Ricky Thornton Jr. runs 4th. McCready is 5th. Overton 6th. Carson Ferguson is 7th. Drake Troutman 8th. Michael Leach, good run for him right now in the top 10. Boom still is 10th. As we will score lap 28 this time around, and we'll have 12 remaining.
Real interesting, because when you look at this racetrack right now and you see these guys glued to the bottom, the first thing that you think is this taking rubber. You look at the lap time, though. Hudson O'Neal's been at a steady 16.4. Looking at the My Race Pass app, he's been anywhere from 16.3 to about 16.4, just about the last, 6-8 laps or so.
Just want to keep it on the bottom there. O'Neal still with the lead. It's 0.8 of a second that last time around for the 71 as they go into turn 1. Corey Hedgecock is still there trying to get a lap back. Meanwhile, Moran, let's see how far he will force the issue, DJ, into turn number 3, trying to get around Hedgecock. Will he try to move him? It's going to be tough to go to the outside and pass somebody, DJ.
Yeah, and instead the 99 actually slipped up just a little bit there off corner number 4 momentarily, opened up the door for the 40B of Kyle Bronson. 9 laps remaining in this one. Everyone glued to the inside of the racetrack, and Hudson O'Neal, your race leader in the 71, maintaining anywhere from 0.8 to 1 full second over this trio of drivers running 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Devin Moran, Kyle Bronson, and Ricky Thornton Jr. lap times. They've come down a 10th or 2, but still not exactly what you expect if a track has taken rubber. 16.3 for Hudson O'Neal the last time, 16.15 for Moran, 16.26 for Bronson.
So Hudson O'Neal off at turn number 4 as we'll complete lap number 34. We'll have 6 remaining into turn number 1. There's Kyle Bronson in 3rd. There's Moran right in front of him down the back straightaway. So if you're Moran, what are you doing? He's going to try to force the issue on Hedgecock. He's got to keep it glued to the bottom. Remember, Hedgecock's running for points as well, so he's not going to, he's not going to pull over and let you go by, right? So,
no, and with the racetrack, what it is here, Moran, I think, is going to be very content just hanging on to that 2nd spot, playing the points game. Just we say that, And Moran slipped up just a little bit there off corner number 2, and does not allow the door to open up enough for Bronson to get by. 4 laps to go. Lap times again the last time by 16.3, 16.4, 16.4. Interesting to me, I really thought this thing would have picked up speed with these guys glued to the bottom. It just hasn't happened. And now they come around with just 3 laps left to go for your race leader, Hudson O'Neal. He maintains 0.8 of a second over Moran, Bronson, and Thornton.
There you see the 71 car, the Todd and Vicki Burns SSI Motorsports car, and we're going to have a caution flag, a Hellraiser Jacks caution flag, and it is for Brendan Smith down here in turn number 4, DJ.
So Brendan Smith pointed in the wrong direction with 3 laps to go in that JCM Motorsports number 19M. It will be a single file restart in a 40-lap race with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 5 or less to go. It'll be a single file restart. We'll take a look at the FK Rod Ends instant replay and see what happened. We've got a look from the Donago Power Sports drone as it hovers high above the Ocala Speedway here. You're going to want to look at the bottom of your screen, bottom left-hand portion of your screen, and he got a little bit of help from someone down there. Maybe Danny Ebert, hard to tell. Here's a look at it again. And the end results, the 19M going around. One more time from the drone, James.
The Donago drone. So that was 33 consecutive green flag laps. Our last caution was on lap 5. So 37 scored. So 32 consecutive laps. It'll be O'Neal out in front. It'll be a single file restart because we're 5 or less laps to go in this race. It'll be O'Neal, Moran, Bronson, Thornton, McCready, Overton, Ferguson, Troutman, Boom, and Dennis Erb Jr., your top 10.
Kyle Bronson led the first 13 laps of this one before Hudson O'Neal was able to get by. Devin Moran then a few laps later snuck by the 40B, and that's how they've run. 3 laps to go. Play it again. O'Neal, Moran, Bronson, Thornton, McCready, as you said, then Overton, then Ferguson, then Troutman, then Boom Briggs, a good run, 9th. And Dennis Erb Jr. going to round out the top 10. Yellow lights turned off. Green flag will wave. This time by 37 scored, 3 laps to go. And Hudson O'Neal brings the field to the Ace Duran Hauling and Rigging starting zone.
Yeah, that rash of cautions in the first 5 laps of the race. Still only 4 cars out of the race, and those were within the first 5 laps of this one. Down the back straightaway, O'Neal, Moran, and Bronson to settle it here. They'll have 2 to go coming up this time around for the 71 car. Dropped into Clements Power Plant under the hood here tonight in the 71 car as we resume points in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, DJ, as we will head to the Barron's Performance. 1 lap to go.
That lead duo pulls ahead just a little bit from your third place car, Kyle Bronson. White flag in the air, final time around for Hudson O'Neal and that SSI Motorsports number 71. Already got 5 wins on the season here in 2026, and he's going to make it 6 here tonight as he rolls through 3 and 4 for the final time. Hudson O'Neal is your Thursday night winner at Ocala. Devin Moreno finished second, Kyle Bronson third, Ricky Thornton Jr. fourth, and Tim McCready will round out the top 5. Sixth will be Brandon Overton, 7th Carson Ferguson, Boom Briggs will grab 8th, Drake Troutman 9th, and Dennis Irv Jr. will round out the top 10 here this evening. Of course, one bit of business still to take care of as Hudson O'Neal has to make his way into the Long Acre Racing Products Tech and Scale area, where he will have to pass Tech and meet the minimum weight requirement of 2350 minus 8 pound per lap burn off. 40 laps here tonight means 2310 will be the weight requirement.
I didn't have to take my shoes off for that one, did I? Tim McCready, your Hooker Trucking Hard Charger DJs. You mentioned 21st to 5th. And again, only 4 cars, and that was all in the first 5 laps of this race, dropped out of it. And so Davenport will finish 28th. 27th will be Garrett Albertson. 26th, Dallin Murray. 25th, Dalton Wilson. Then Freddie Carpenter, Corey Lawler, Corey Hedgecock, Brendan Smith, Ross Robinson will place in the 20th. And you gave the top 10 right there. So they'll make their way to the Long Acre scales. Pound per lap burn off. Check the droop, and we'll bring them back out. So you mentioned Bronson held on there for as long as he could. He led the first 13 laps of this race, comes home in 3rd. So he will be on the Big River Steel podium here tonight. Devin Moran second, Hudson O'Neal. Again, his 6th win, which leads, Big Snack. Yeah, Big Snack. He's back with Josh Rice, Keir Hoover.
Crews crossing over again. Hot laps at 6 p.m. here tomorrow evening at Ocala Speedway for round 4 of the Veland Winter Nationals here at Ocala. Is Hudson O'Neal making his way to the Long Acre Racing Products Tech and Scale area. There's Don O'Neal, his dad, down there getting congratulations from Richie Lewis of Sunoco Race Fuels.
He'll be racing this year, the Masters Built House car with Don O'Neal. Well, Hudson O'Neal get, of course, Jason Durham, the crew chief, Riley Sheedy, Logan Scott, Kyle Daly. Well, they run Cornette for the last couple of weeks, so they put in the Clements here for tonight for Todd and Vicki Burns. As again, they will go through the Long Acre scales to make it official, and a Sunoco Race Fuels win for O'Neal in the 71.
It'll unofficially be his 36th career win with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Kind of a logjam back there of drivers 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th in all-time series wins. Earl Pearson Jr., 40 career wins. He's 6th all-time. Tim McCready 7th with 38 wins. Brandon Shepard now at 37 wins. Tonight gives Hudson O'Neal, he is 9th all-time with 36 wins, and Josh Richards with 33.
So him and his dad have combined for 82 wins in the Lucas Oil Series. Don O'Neal with 46 wins, the 2014 champion when he drove for Clint Boyer.
So it's official. Hudson O'Neal is making his way back out on the speedway. He'll make the drive into Veland Victory Lane. A winner for the 6th time overall here in 2026. And he's going to grab a word with Ben Shelton.
Well, Huddy got a win last week at All Tech Raceway. He's had a lot of wins this year, from Arizona and then down to Florida, and he's a winner again tonight. 6 wins on the year, winningest driver so far in Super Late Model competition in 2026. His 36th career Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win. And, of course, the 2023 Series champion entering tonight. Well, let's see. Where was old Huddy in the point standings? He rolled into tonight's 2nd in the standings. And, again, it'll be your best 5 finishes out of the 9 points event as Hudson O'Neal getting a word with Bubba Clem down there. I'm sure River's going to be pogo sticking in Victory Lane pretty soon. His dog enjoys Victory Lane better than anybody. As we wait on Hudson O'Neal to merge down here in Veland. Victory Lane race fans, he's out of the car. Let him hear it. Hudson O'Neal. Crew chief Jason Durham down here. Confetti flies. $10,000 for the driver of the SSI Motorsports Wheeler Metals, Penske Merrill Bonding, Longhorn number 71. And he gets it done here tonight at Ocala Speedway. Sunoco checkered flag in hand. The Sunoco Race Fuels checkered flag. Crew chief Jason Durham gives him a hug. And we will talk to Hudson, who picks up the win tonight. Huddy, you got the win, man. It seemed like things had bolted. You're just riding, and then here we go. We got a Hellraiser Jack caution with 3 to go. Were you confident that your tires and everything else was good for those last 3 laps?
I didn't know. I tried to, it got lashed up there pretty early, and I was a little nervous. I just kept trying to use the right front and not the right rear and keep the right rear under me, trying to make sure I didn't have a flat, and I didn't know as hard as I was going to have to run there after that caution if I was going to be able to use it all and get away from them. So, yeah, thank you to my guys, Jason, Riley, Kyle, Logan, my wife, Tessa, and my dad, and everybody that's here, my Uncle Marty, and we got Ralph Wiles from Wiles Drive Chefs here with us as well, and it's pretty awesome to get one here in the middle of the week, and hopefully this is what's to come here for the rest of the week.
A 5th, a 2nd, a win tonight. Man, would you believe on February 26th, you got 6 wins already this year?
No, not at all. It's been a really good year so far, and I'm very blessed in that aspect of life, and appreciate all you fans, Ocala Speedway, and everybody on this race car, Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding Company, Big River Steel, O'Neal Salvage and Recycling, Sunoco Race Fuels, Professional Concrete, USSSA Fast Pitch, Penske Racing Shocks, Nick and Aaron, and Seven Spurs Ranch, Beeman Lumber, Houchins Insurance, everybody that's a part of it. We couldn't do without each and every one of them, and of course Chris Davis with Midwest Sheet Metal. And thank you to everybody. Thank you, fans. Thank you for all the support we've had throughout the last couple months here, and hopefully we can be staying up here and talking to you guys a little bit more often.
I think you also appreciate a good joke. I think, and courtesy of the Bronson camp, hot dogs in Victory Lane. We got the weenie wagon down here in Victory Lane. Race fans, Hudson O'Neal, your winner here tonight. So, celebratory hot dog down here in Veland, Victory Lane. We'll slide across. Tonight's 2nd place finisher started back in 7th. And that is Devin Moran, as Devin, also by the way unofficially, Hudson to the points lead by 30 points. As Devin's down there talking with his dad, talking with Jason Covert. Well, Devin, man, you drove from 7th to 2nd. You avoided the carnage, and then you just kind of ran out of racetrack, man. Was there anything other than Hudson missing it late that was going to help you?
No, not really. I was just holding on. I knew didn't have much Hoosier tire left, but like you said last night, I feel like it doesn't matter what condition. We're always good here at Ocala, and yeah, I love coming here. Like I said, the last couple nights, 3 nights, 3 podiums. So just got to work on our early program again. We were good earlier in the week, and then kind of making the wrong calls here last night or two. So we'll go back to our notebook and just see what we can do there.
Any concerns there, lap 4? Everybody around you starts having flat tires. Did you see anything on the racetrack, and were you concerned that you might have an issue?
No, I didn't see anything on the racetrack. I was looking up on that top side because I assumed the guys that were getting flats were up there, but and I didn't see anything, and we didn't have any flats the rest of the race. So there must have just been something that was kicked out there and they got into. But yeah, the start of the race was really fun. We were slicing and dicing. 1 and 2 was a lot of fun there at the start, and then it just latched up. But it's dirt. It's never going to be perfect. So just get back at it tomorrow. Just want to thank Double Down Motorsports, Roger Sellers, Robbie, Casey, Connor, all back at home. Doug Curlis with CMW Chugging, Big River Steel, Millwood Plumbing, Phillips CPA firm, Corey and Chase are here tonight. Southeastern Bomag Equipment, Hazen Services, Elliott Farm, just so many people I can't thank enough. Longhorn Chassis, Bill Stein Shock, Ibach Race Spring, my great crew, and my beautiful wife.
There you go, Devin Moran. He's going to get, courtesy of the Bronson camp, you get a hot dog. He gets a hot dog. Everybody gets one. And now we just got to find, what do we do with... We're going to sit it up top. We're going to make our way back down to the sponsor of the hot dogs, Bronson Motorsports. Back to you, DJ.
Yeah, KV40 down here on the opposite end for you, Ben, is Hudson O'Neal, 6 wins already this year. That's half as many as he had the entire year last year. 12 total wins last year for the driver out of Martinsville, Indiana. Off to a very, very hot start, as Ben mentioned, in 2026. 6 wins already, and it's not even the end of February yet. Just to see his wife Tessa and River down there getting their picture taken in Victory Lane. And Ben Shelton has caught up with the owner of the hot dog stand himself.
Well, Kyle Bronson, not the win you wanted, but considering that first lap, to come away with a podium finish, man, how much of a relief is that?
Oh, it's definitely good to run good, but I was like, man, we had a dang good race car tonight, I was like, well, the bumper got knocked off in the left front in the wall the first lap there, and like I said, I guess me and JD just got tight there, and maybe he just clipped my quarter pin on the way by. I don't know. I have to watch a video. Hopefully he's okay. And like I said, I just got to thank all these guys for not giving up on me. It's been a tough road here. I just got to thank XR2 Chassis, Fox Shocks, LTX Home Buildings, Race Car Engineering, and also my condolences out to Steve Dorr. He lost his father the other day, so sorry about that, Steve. And prayers for the guys in the family. And Michael Lloyd Hauling, All Geyer Performance, Clements Automotive, Clements Motor run great tonight, and just Wayne, Charlene, my wife and kids back home. I know Kyler's going to be busting my butt tomorrow about not winning, but like I said, bud, the front end was knocked off and the nose knocked down. And if I could have just made it a few more laps, I think I'd have been okay because it rubbered about 3 or 4 laps after I got past there. So it is what it is. I mean, third's better than 13th, so we're going to keep on going, and I'm going to call my shot. I'm going to win one before Saturday.
I like your shot. And also, Charlene, Jason Durham down here, congratulating you. Charlene is handing out the weenies. Make sure she hands it to you, doesn't hit you in the face with it, fair?
Yeah, I'm looking for the other side of that. I'm done with the weenies.
All right, there you go. Guys, Kyle Bronson rounds out the Big River Steel podium down here, where tonight Hudson O'Neal is your feature winner.